the chicken plow. You tell me what else is on the menu, please, sir, for today.
This is a Regency MR10 monitor radio. It doesn't receive the orange juice broadcast band. This is like police and fire and stuff back in the day. This later model has the frequencies marked out on it. You can see there. And here we got mystery wire chilling right here. Hooked to the speaker. I guess they didn't know that you could hook it up right there where it says external speaker on the back panel. Another mystery wire. Check out the cobwebs. Hey, that don't look like no factory output transformer, man. The mystery wire goes to the output transformer. P, CT, and P. What could he be talking about? These wires are all sticky, gluey and shit. Check out all the cobwebs sticking to them. Yeah, look at got some kind of a bug carcass in there. I guess the output transformer failed, and they put a double-ended output transformer in there and only used half of it. Not supposed to do that. It's no-no. And they got that thing just hanging out the back. That's gonna have a high voltage on it. It's just chilling. Back in the day, man, everybody was just like, yeah, it's all good. It's 500 volts, no big deal. This was totally unnecessary. They took the trouble to solder that connection, which would have required taking the chassis out. And then you could have looked underneath of it and seen that the output transformer is just connected to this terminal block on the back. You can just hook up your external speaker there, even if you can't read. This is obviously somebody that regurgitated generalization. I have two of them, both exactly the same, except for that one transformer that wasn't original. And that means two speakers. Check it out, we got two 70-year-old 5-inch speakers that are perfectly good as long as I don't look at them too hard. We're going to use both of them in the combo room that we make out of one of these radios. It's a double-ended output transformer. I don't want to use that one. I've got a single-ended one here that I think will work. I got me an EL84, aka 6BQ5. I'm going to build an amp around this tube. I tossed together this box entirely out of 3/4-inch plywood. I've got this little piece of 1/4-inch plywood to put on the back for the whatever you call that panel. And I got this little piece to go here and cover the speakers. As for mounting the speakers, they're attached to this piece of wood that sits in here like so, except without the wire pinched under it like that. So now that we have all that figured out, we're going to use this chassis because it was the first one that I removed. We'll use the 6x4 rectifier tube and the 12AX7 preamp tube from the radio. And a sensible layout for once. We got the preamp all the way over here by itself and the other stuff all the way over here. No cross-talk between, you know, preamp and speakers and stuff like that. So we're going to add another preamp tube just to make our life harder. This is a 6AV6. It's like half of a 12AX7 with two useless diodes in it. So we'll stick it over here and we'll put a shield on top of it so that it looks cool. And with that, we should, you know, send my feeling on this man of the law the way it was embarked massive hill bar with some tingly feeling of success. I went ahead and painted the box and stuff. I think about Glass Slinger every time I say I went ahead, because he says that all the time. Anyways, this paint takes about 1.5 years to dry, so while we're waiting on that, Let's try. Now I just screw down the piece of wood with the speakers on, and they're secure. Ready to go.
You smell it yet?
The grill goes on like this with some screws.
It's pretty fucked up.
Little back, whatever it's called, goes on right here. Johnny Ringo says 6 BQ5s are the best sounding tubes there ever have been, and we've built an amp to test that theory. And if it sounds good, you can't blame it on the amp tech builder, engineer, technician machine. It'll have to be the tube.
Oh, chicken dick, why did you send a butt home, pig? Chicken dick, got his camera out.
This amp is grid biased, with variable negative bias control right here. Secret diodes hanging out on the rectifier tube socket with a switch, so you can pick between diodes and tube rectification. The gain control, all the things. So here's the finished amp, seen from the boring side. Front panel controls are gain, volume, treble, bass, mid-range, and tone bypass. Turning that toggle switch on will bypass tone controls completely, which adds quite a bit of loudness to the amp. Turning around here to the fun side, here's how she looks from the back. We got our 6BQ5 on full display next to our 6X4. We don't actually have to use because we got a switch for diodes. The original sticker from the radio is still there, upside down. We got our unexciting preamp tubes over here all hidden away. Our 2 speakers, our nice leather box that turned out alright. This is my first attempt at doing a box this size, wrapping it in leather, and I had no idea what I was doing, so we do have some blemishes here and there. Let's listen to the noise floor in a way that doesn't make it look better than it actually is. I'm going to use this ED Mic 78, which is exceptionally good at picking up the sound of hissing. Shove the microphone into the speaker, touching the grill, and we'll turn on the amp with the mic hooked up. That was, of course, intended to exaggerate the loudness of the noise floor. This is what it really sounds like. Dimed out with the tone controls bypassed. If all we do is just re-enable the tone controls and don't turn anything down, no else. We ever turned it up that far? That's an acceptable noise floor. This amp is using the all chassis ground method. You see here where everything that's grounded is just simply grounded to the chassis wherever it's close. And it performs the way that it does in this condition. It's not using a star point ground or a ground bus, it is using random ground. And it is the least noisy amp I've ever built so far. The real secret? This copper shield. When I first fired this up after putting it together here on this hash, minus the shield, it was terrible. It had so much noise, it was unbelievable. So I put together this shield, which, as you can tell, is nothing fancy. With this copper shield in place, the amp works the way you've seen it work. This is the real reason there's window screen stapled in the top of a Fender cabinet. Hail Satan. Well, Ringo, you might be right, man. That's a really good sounding tube. Well, now be sure and go check out some D-Lab Electronics. That's where I got the idea to use a 6AV6. D-Lab makes amps like this too, except when he makes a combo amp, he does a good job, and it's, you know, worth thousands of dollars. So yeah, check it out.